Okay, hello everybody. I thought I will just address a few aspects of the distance online learning just before Monday when we start the next 3 weeks of distance online learning lessons. It's quite long ago now, roughly 5 weeks, I think, when we had this talk in a assembly hall. I'm sure you remember about how to approach online learning. By now, we are all well experienced. We know what we are doing, but I think I will just address a few aspects here to refresh our memory after a wonderful Easter, at least the weather-wise. Okay, so remember that we were talking about flexibility, adaptability, simplicity, and routine and discovery, and those are the five main key words that should keep us that we should keep in mind for the next few weeks as well. So we should be flexible, we should adapt over the next few weeks again, we should keep things simple, and we should stick to routine as we do in the school. And perhaps sometimes from time to time when we have more time and when we feel motivated, and we should discover a few new programs like this one, for example, I am using now. It's OBS. That is very useful for work with young people at this stage. Remember we did a short term or medium term evaluation about online learning, and you all have seen it. I hope you have read it, but one of the main aspects was that young people do not read, or some people do not read instructions, and that is why they get back to us so many times and torture us, at least they did over the last few weeks before Easter. So it's very important that what we write down is clear, simple to them, otherwise they will be getting back to us and they will be wasting our time, although they can see a clear set of instructions. Also, we will be trying over the next few days and weeks to ascertain who is and who is not engaged, but that will be addressed this week as well. And just before I move on here, again, quite a few departments decided to have every single student in the same classroom. That is not exactly the best idea right now. It was a good concept at the start to put everybody into the same classroom, but perhaps to start dividing those classes now, I'm not sure how feasible that is, but perhaps that would be something to consider as well. Okay. We also, just before Easter, we discussed a few aspects with HODs, and we encouraged staff to continue sharing good practice, and hopefully you will be sharing the good practice on the teams. If it's possible, to assess pupil skills and knowledge on different education platforms using different methods as well. And that came through the video lesson, especially for year 13, if it's possible to use Zoom, although there are a few safety aspects that HODs discussed. It's very important that we do it with another member of staff if possible. It's very important to create a waiting room for students to keep them waiting before they join our classroom or Zoom room. And when you share the link to the Zoom lesson, please make sure you share it with the students that you know. So there are quite a few security and safety aspects. I'm sure some of you have already tried that, and I'm sure it is a positive experience for you if you have tried that, and hopefully you will share this experience with all of us on the teams. But the other aspects that are safer, actually, that's the OBS semi-live video that I'm using right now. I'm trying to encourage and motivate you as well to use this, and if there's anybody interested, I would be very pleased and very happy to give you some more instructions and directions how to use this. I quite like it because when I talk to you now, you can see my face, you can hear my voice, and you can probably relate more to what I'm doing rather than just reading. page or worksheet based instructions, and our pupils after 3 weeks of that are probably tired of it, and there is a danger that they will probably switch off if we don't use different, more attractive and challenging platforms to address their online learning. So that is very, very important to try to use some video aspects of our lessons as well. They should see us, they should hear us as well, rather than only written aspects of the lessons. Some people are frightened of online learning. I've been speaking to a few parents, and they have conveyed this message to me, that certain pupils have this fear of online learning. They do not understand instructions online. There might be issues at home as well. And when you ask for work, please use diplomatic language when communicating with pupils. That is so important. Do not demand work. Just try to use simple and diplomatic, subtle language. Right, another aspect that I want to address is marking online. It can be quite a cumbersome process when you start adding comments here, when you start correcting those things. What I do, I simply write a comment here in this part of the online homework and send it, and then video somebody's work and then show it on the screen with the mistakes, rather than mark every single work, because that is not possible right now. That's very hard as well. The online marking I found out myself is not a simple concept at all. So that is one thing. Another item that I wanted to share with you is when next week or this week, I'm not quite sure when the SLT will decide to do that. We will have to, as you know, to set our own GCSE grades. It's called a GCSE assessed grade, GCSE assessed grades, and everything. What you need to do to set that grade is online already, and I have sent you a code with to this classroom, and that applies to GCSE and A-level as well. Everything you need to set an accurate, an objective and a fair GCSE and A-level and indeed AS grade is there as well. So I think this is all I wanted to address right now. Hopefully the next 3 weeks will go well for all of you. I wish you best of luck, and if there's anyone who would like to try this OBS video that I'm doing right now, please get in touch with me and I'll be more than happy to help you if that is the case. Okay, best of luck. Bye.